filling in at centre-half, where there is a substantial City void. He is amongst their leading scorers too. Champions League debut in place of the injured Cheche. Skipper Tyson is fit after a nasty collision at the weekend for the ailing Stones and Laporte. Both Silvers are rested, so Mahrez and De Bruyne return in midfield. In the last batch of Euro 2020 qualifiers was nothing less than Germany-Holland in Hamburg, running quarter-finals and bust. 2 years running, eliminated by a team that lagged behind them in the Premier League. Again, it's De Bruyne's free kick, which is steered to more natural position, just in front of City's rather patched up back four. Fernandinho. Nibbled at from behind by concerning Ismaili. In by De Bruyne. Nudged back across toward. Based on previous performances against Manchester City and indeed against some other stellar clubs in the European Champions League, Shakhtar Donetsk are a very different and extremely attacking one. Zinchenko on by Gundogan. Vienko rattled out to Tyson. Support from Gundogan. Sterling, too clever by half.
That's what I mean with ball back. You know, he could well.
Rodri is between them. Jesus beyond the back stick. Piatov plunged, but the referee anyway. Solomon the Israeli. Mahrez. Nibbled out from behind by Junior Moraes. It's Mahrez. Otamendi was creeping in blindside. Couldn't apply. Close down was Marlos, but he'll get another crack at it. It's Marlos! Jesus on by De Bruyne. Just a mild suspicion it was somewhere. Gundogan. And Walker didn't catch it right. So I would... Walker for Sterling, there's Gundogan.
Playing to the referee in the hope he might get an easy decision.
Patrick seeking out Solomon. Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez.
Haven't kept a clean sheet, conceded 33, and Luis Castro looks as if he's addressed that, and he said, well, no, we're going to be...
Gundogan, that's a sweet pass, and that Jesus is corner. Firm header out as far as Gundogan. And Jesus, and Gundogan has hit the post, and Mahrez thundered it in, and Manchester City lead a long, long way from home. It is a lead that the first 20 minutes here had demanded, and upon which City, with their attacking thrust, had insisted. Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, I mean, we're 25 minutes into the game now, Peter, and for the home side, where's the threat to Ederson?
Here's Ismaili, who had his feet by Marlos, out for Jesus, very quickly towards 4-3 win. He had some sort of ear infection. He's told to stay away. Tyson, Patrick, Ismaili. Otamendi got four. Walker went to ground, Ismaili kept the ball. And he in turn went to ground, and the referee has shown... And the Moraes! Those three, 1 point between them so far, but here is Mahrez. And there, rushing through, was Ilkay Gundogan to double City's comfortable lead. This is a display of smooth dominance from Pep's team. And the hint is that they...
City are clinical. Shakhtar Donetsk are toothless.
Otherwise, a pretty miserable evening is... That is sweet. He's left two of them in his wake and he's kept on wriggling here. And he's fed it for Mahrez, who didn't do justice to what went before.
Well, Mahrez is having a shooting competition.
Shuttled up to Jesus, who's rolled it here for Kevin De Bruyne!
A lot of optimism. Now there's a kind of a... You can hear the conversation. There's a murmur. Well, it's classic Manchester City.
For the last 90 seconds. That's a lovely ball from Tyson. And Moraes looked to go Nenko. Mahrez again. Raheem Sterling. For the match night 1 of the Champions League, it is Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Manchester City 2.
You might as well rest a couple of the players even at this early stage. Eric Garcia's the interesting one, Pablo. Young centre-half.
Making a telling substitution at the start of the second. Introducing for his first... Shown up well against English teams. For his country and for his various clubs. There was a point in... Gundogan, scorer of City's second goal. Jesus handled in the middle of last year's group and got up above Hoffenheim to finish third and go into the Europa League, where they were knocked out by Eintracht Frankfurt. And here's Junior Moraes. Fernandinho's just too canny. Fernandinho is penalised for a little nibble right underneath the referee's. Ederson is committed. Moraes got there first. And trying a lob, who surges once more. Piatov makes the save, it's presented instead to Sterling! Who hits the frame? Jesus, Gundogan, Zinchenko, lovely. Jesus!
Could have chosen the diagonal before, but he didn't do it. And that's the way of maybe getting Knopflianke in.
Jesus. De Bruyne. Sterling and Gundogan. Piatov did enough against the odds. Still from Rodri. The foul. Zinchenko. Flashed in by De Bruyne, took it from Ismaili.
I'm not anymore.
Jesus swept it on. Walker swept forward. In by Mahrez, and
The arm.
correct, a handball against Otamendi.
Yeah.
And Fernandinho actually did concede the other one. Gundogan. Mahrez. Sterling's appearing, but Tyson. Ismaili. Sterling. De Bruyne spears it wide. Silk paint on top. Tyson. We'll have to settle. One. Gabriel Jesus onside, eyeball to eyeball. 3-0 City. Took a while to come. When it did come, it was Gabriel Jesus who hounded these opponents last season and has the better of them once more.
And Manchester City.
Well, a very good evening to you on what is pretty close to an ideal evening for in these parts. Barely a breath of wind, so the football has no excuses for not being at its very best. The teams I know are pumped for this. They are fantastic scenes in the stands. Here is a ground that requires no formal introduction. One of the truly iconic venues of our sport. The place where dreams are made. It is, of course, Old Trafford, Manchester. A mouth-watering game this between two very high-quality sides. A treat.
Full tilt. Then you have to reciprocate. We'd like to see excitement and be entertained. But if it does go down the serious route, there'll still be lots to its positions here.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what are they attempting to do?
Well, it's a bold attempt, in my opinion, to occupy the opposition in a way they're not expecting.
Gets up to head it!
back at that. That's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
It's the through ball. Got a Quadrado! He has done it! All too easy. They are in danger of disappearing out of sight.